Welcome to the community calendar. I'm Raina and I'm filling in for John today. And we have Mary and Brian here from the DL Breakfast Rotary Poles and Holes Fishing Derby. So Mary, this has been going on a long time. Tell us a little bit about the event.
Yeah, Poles and Holes is a fishing derby for all ages that started 9 years ago and by our club, and it's our biggest fundraiser that we have every year, raising money to give back to our community.
Okay, and so do I bring my own portable? Do I bring an auger? Tell me about all that. The
Great.
fishing part.
Yeah, so way before everyone gets there, the Detroit Lakes football team comes in with Vern and drills over 1,500, is it 1,500? 2,000 holes, and a whole bunch of our guys and gals too from our club also drill them. So it's all ready to go. It's right off the, what's the landing on Little Detroit?
Right on Westlake Drive near Zorba's. And one thing I'd add to that is a lot of times we run into shortages on chisels because if it happens to be cold, sometimes those holes can refreeze. So we encourage everyone to bring a chisel, but there will be a handful out there to help you out if you're in a pinch.
Yeah, so the morning that you come, the gates open at 9 a.m. People have lined up almost all the way to shore that morning, but you do not need your fish house. So actually, you cannot bring your fish house or portable. You got to stand out there in the weather. But we have the Holiday Inn comes and has a great tent for food and beverages, and we have tents that are fairly warmish, and Outlet Recreation usually has some warming fish houses as well.
Very cool. So essentially, fishing pole, bait, maybe a nice scooper and a chisel.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right.
Money, cash.
Bring your money. All right, and there's some changes going on this year, I believe?
Yeah, there are, as a reaction to some changes with the state of Minnesota regulations, largely, if you fished our derby in the past, it has turned into, with a pretty heavy focus on northern pike, and we end up having almost 25 or so of our 30 prizes ended up being filled by pike, and this year, there's now a statewide slot limit from 22 to 26 inches where we cannot keep any fish in that range, and so keep is kind of the gray area here that we've just said we're going to avoid altogether. Most conservation officers have said as soon as that fish is put in a bag or a bucket to bring it up to a weigh station, it's counted as possession. And so we're staying away from it. Any fish that falls in that range will not be eligible to be weighed. So we encourage folks to bring a measuring tape. We'll have a few out there to hand out. So you can do a quick measure right outside your hole and say if it falls in that kind of no-go zone, we can send it right back. If it's close or questionable, certainly the weigh station we'll have a couple of official rulers up there to make sure that we're in compliance with the state law there.
And then, so is it an all species derby?
It is, yep. So any species counts, which this pike law will actually probably open it up a little bit so that some more species will be better eligible for prizes. But that is a new change this year. In the past, it's been 30 biggest fish get a prize, and we just go top to bottom regardless of species. This year, we're actually now going to have prizes for really every fish caught. So there will be separate categories for sunfish and crappies. And so if you catch anything this year, we encourage you to bring it up, and basically we'll have a drawing out of those species to say that won't be by weight or anything like that, but it'll be if you've caught a sunny, I don't care if it's 2 inches or 12 inches, it will be eligible for that prize even if you don't make the top 30 size-wise.
Okay, and what are some of the prizes?
Yeah, so this year we actually beefed it up pretty heavily. We've traditionally given a fish house for the top place, and then on Mary's raffle, which she kind of coordinates, we've done a four-wheeler. This year we're actually adding a four-wheeler to the derby prize list as well, so we'll have the fish house as the top prize, a four-wheeler will be mixed in there, and then Mary's got a new top prize on her raffles. But we also mix in a variety of augers, fish houses, tackle packages, so it's our best list ever.
Yeah, and it's an Ice Castle Fish House, correct?
That is correct. Yep, Tony Stock over at Outlet Recreation has been a great supporter of this derby since it began, and so we're happy to have them on board, rounding out that prize list for us.
Sure. And Mary, what is the raffle? And then where can they get the tickets? And as far as when they come for fishing, do they have to sign up or pre-register or anything like that?
Yeah, so as far as the derby goes, you can pre-order online at dlicefishing.org, right?
Ice Fishing Detroit Lakes.
I'm so sorry. Scratch that. Ice Fishing Detroit Lakes .org.
Yep.
And you can those are already on sale as well. You will pick those up at will call. You can also buy paper tickets at several locations at the Sports Shop, at Quality Bait and Tackle, at the County 6 gas station, and new this year, Lakeland General Store in Dunvilla. With that said, raffle tickets are available at those locations too, not online, or from any breakfast Rotarian that you find, and you might find them at happy hours and such coming up, so be looking for them. But the raffle tickets are $10, and so those same locations. We have in the past had 10 raffle prizes. Don't need to be present to win. This year we beefed it up to have 2 more. So we have 12 raffle prizes. And we were happy to expand our sponsorship this year with RDO equipment. And so we have a John Deere lawn tractor, riding lawnmower, as our top prize. But and a pressure washer, and still a green egg grill from D&D Appliance, and Mabel water tube from TS Dock and Lift, and paddleboard, and a rifle, and generator. So many things.
Yeah, sounds like a great list of prizes. And then, do you still have where you cut a big square in the ice and that's where you let the fish go? Because that is really cool to look at if you're not even just fishing and just want to come and watch and look at.
Yeah, we do. Brian's one of the people that help chisel that out in the morning, and they cut it open and it fills with water. And yeah, I've only watched them to do it once because I'm helping with registration usually, but Brian can maybe tell you more.
Yeah. Well, we are going to do the live well again, where those fish will be. The kids always seem to get a kick out of that to check out what's been caught. But we are going to take a year off of the last year. We did kind of a carousel, I guess, an ice carousel, which was cool. We had a little bonfire in it and did s'mores and stuff. But with the additional fish that we plan on weighing this year because of the changes to how we're allocating prizes, we thought we'd maybe minimize any extra traffic in that area. Hopefully we'll bring it back. I thought it was a neat deal, but for this year we won't have the carousel out there. One quick thing on the Derby tickets too, we will continue this year to offer both a 1-line and a 2-line ticket. Since Minnesota allows you to fish 2 lines legally through the ice, we give folks the option to buy a discounted second line if they would like to exercise that right to fish 2 tickets, and they are discounted right now online, as Mary mentioned, so we encourage folks to buy those. The will call process is super easy as you come onto the ice, where you get to breeze right through the tent. Otherwise, they're always available on ice as well, and I think it's an extra $5 depending on which ticket you want to buy.
And how do they get onto the ice? Can they drive their vehicle out there, or do they just have to walk from shore?
Yep, we will have shuttles running as we have in the past, but we really encourage folks not to park on the ice. We can't keep them off, but we do kind of maintain some traffic control at the main access for our sake, as we have people running on and off. And so certainly there's plenty of room out on the ice to park, but we don't have any official parking out there. We encourage folks to park at the fairgrounds and then basically walk across the street, and it's not too big of a jaunt from shore to where we fish.
Okay, and Mary, do you know a approximate amount of money that you typically raise every year?
Yeah, it's raised, it's increased every year. I think I remember the very first year was about $13,000 that was given back to the community, and last year was it was in the high 30s. That was given from everything from the Boys and Girls Club, construction, to small organizations in the high school, to other foundations, in our community. And it really just takes someone to put a request in for a organization, a nonprofit organization, and our board looks at them every month. And if it falls in a good deed, then we are able to give money back.
Sounds great. And are you always looking for members to join the Breakfast Rotary?
Absolutely. We meet at 7 a.m. at the Holiday Inn every Tuesday morning. It's super fun. Lots of people say, how in the world can you get up at 7 a.m.? And all these people are laughing and smiling and singing. And it's just great. I don't like to miss a meeting because it's a great way to start your day.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you both for being a part of the DL Breakfast Rotary and for doing all the work you do with Poles and Holes. And make sure you check it out. It's February 9th. The gates open at 9 a.m. and the Derby begins at noon.
Till 3 o'clock, yeah.
Until 3 o'clock, and that's on the north side of Little Detroit Lake. So you said kind of around that Zorbas area.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to mention?
Yeah, I said that raffles are $10, and then the actual fishing tickets are $35 for one hole and $55 for the second hole. Total, not an additional. But then on the day of, those go up $5 each. So it's a little bit better deal to be buying them ahead of time. Also, ticket sales will end in our locations on Friday afternoon, February 8th, and only be able to buy them on the ice. So it's good to know that too.
So make sure you get your tickets early. And Mary, you also have a pre-party.
Yeah, we can't forget about the pre-party. That is at Hub 41 the night before on February 8th. And it starts at 7. I always forget what time it starts. Starts at 7. We have a different kind of fishing derby there where whenever you buy a raffle that night, you get to fish outside on the deck of Hub 41, these little magnet fish, and they have weights on them. And we have great prizes for that too. I mean, wine baskets and gift certificates from some of our sponsors, all that kind of stuff. And then Hub 41 will also have some specials that night, and we'll have just random drawings just by being there, and it's just a great camaraderie for the evening to kick off the fishing derby.
And do you have to be a participant in the Derby to come to the pre-party?
No, not at all. Anyone can come.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for all you guys do and for getting this event going and continuing to run every year. And that'll wrap the community calendar this week. And if you want to get your nonprofit event on our community calendar, please call Abby at 847-5624. Thank you.